Hey guys, it's SilDan596 again, and today I'm going to be remaking an old video that I did a few years ago. It's The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Secrets and Easter Eggs. Back then I had made two videos, one with the Kid Link and one with the Adult Link versions, but this time around we're going to be combining them into one big video, and we're actually going to be adding some new secrets. So for those of you who have seen the previous videos, let me know if you know what the new secrets are in this video. And for those of you who haven't seen the old videos, I hope you guys enjoy. During the title screen, if you pay close attention, you might be able to hear a familiar sound. Some of you might recognize this sound from Mario 3, but this sound actually originates from the first Zelda game. If you notice that nabbies sometimes turn green in random areas, there usually are secrets nearby, but this one, for example, was going to be a scarecrow location. However, it got removed from the game late in development, and the developers kind of just forgot to change Navi here. If you spend enough time in Hyrule Field just fighting the Stalfos at night, eventually a giant one will come out. In Dodongo's Cavern, there is a sign that has been copied and pasted from Mario 64. This is the mysterious L is real sign. Could this be another hint to Luigi being in Super Mario 64? Baby Dodongos like to eat explosives, kind of like King Dodongo. Could this be a secret on how to beat the final boss of this dungeon? Keys, or bats, won't attack you when you have the skull mask on. If you sit on the drawbridge and wait until it's nighttime, the drawbridge will actually bring Link up to the top. And at the top of the drawbridge, he can collect 60 rupees. If you wear the bunny hood at night, Stalfos won't come out and attack you. If you play Epona's song in front of some cows, they will always reward you with some Lon Lon Ranch milk. In early copies of this game, within the Fire Temple you can hear Islamic chants. These were removed in later copies of the game. Nintendo only made this change because they realized after the initial release that it was a prayer chant, which conflicts with their no real-life religion references policy. You can actually hookshot the nipples in the statue that's within the Spirit Temple. I mean, this game's rated E for everyone, right? Right, guys? This secret's kind of known by everybody, but you can steal the fisherman's hat and then use his hat to go fishing. Actually, while holding his hat, you can return it back to him, or you can use it as bait and go fishing. You can also find the sinking lure in a couple different locations in here, and if you have the sinking lure while you have the hat, the sinking lure will show over the hat. you will have to return the hat in order to leave, which it's kind of weird, but it's a little technical glitch. You can actually use the megaton hammer to flip Tektites over and stun them, so you can just get an easy kill off of them. I'm not really sure if this is kind of considered a secret, but walking backwards is actually faster than walking forwards and rolling in this game. A lot of speedrunners, you'll see them walking backwards all the time, and it's because it's the fastest movement option in the game. If you do flips over the boiling cauldrons of lava in the Gerudo's fortress, you'll actually be rewarded with 20 rupees. And it'll also actually damage you, so you might want to wear a red tunic while doing this if you care about your health. Just like in almost every single Zelda game, you can play around with the gossip stones and use a couple different items on them, like the bow and arrow, the hookshot, and the bomb, which will typically set the gossip stone in as a rocket and shoot out into outer space. You can also use the megaton hammer to make it flat. Have you ever gotten lost in the Lost Woods and didn't want to use a guide or anything to look up where to go and you just want to figure it out on your own? Well, there's actually a weird technique that I've personally made up. If you walk up to each of the entrances, if you put Link's left foot or right foot onto the black area of the next entrance, you can see if it's going to be a correct path or not, because it will light up. You can also kind of listen to the song, and when the song is a little stronger, that would be the correct path to take as well. Funny enough, you can actually kill the Skull Kid in the Lost Woods with the big Goron sword, and he'll drop a big orange rupee for you. But does this mean that the events of Majora's Mask will never be a thing? Well, that's just a theory. A game theory. A little secret that almost everybody knows, but Milan has an emblem of Bowser on her shirt. Her father, Talon, also has one as well. Remember how earlier in the video how I said if you see Navi turn green at certain areas it's because of like a scarecrow or some sort of secret here? Well, in the graveyard, if you play this song, a big fairy will come out, and this fairy will not only regenerate all the health you have, but all of the magic you have as well. You can also use the Sunstone to stun any Redeads you see. There's actually a secret heart piece in the game that nobody can really get to. The only way to actually get to the secret heart piece is by using cheating methods. When they were testing Z-targeting in this game, they actually programmed an R-Wing from Star Fox 64 into the game. Using hacking methods, you can still put it back into the game, and it's fully functional. No matter how many times, you can never beat the running man or the postman in this game in his running challenge. He'll always beat you by 1 second, but it's actually programmed in the game that you can never beat him, no matter how hard you can try. There was myths out there that you can actually beat him, but they were all fakes. There's a little drawing on Link's house that is either foreshadowing him fighting King Todongo or foreshadowing him fighting Ganondorf. When meeting Zelda for the first time, you can actually find pictures of the Mario crew within the windows, and if you shoot the window with a slingshot, a guard will throw a bomb at you. In Ganon's castle, there's actually a secret fairy fountain with a bunch of fairies and Deku shrubs that will sell you different types of items. Here's a secret that almost everybody knows, but you can use the megaton hammer and a bottle to reflect Ganon's attacks right back at him. In earlier copies of this game, Ganon's blood, instead of it being green, is actually red. This is a little bit more of a glitch than it is a secret, but if you notice when Zelda opens up the doors, she has a purple flare around here. Well, if you use the light arrow right before she opens it up, it won't have that purple flare anymore. There'll be nothing. You can damage Ganon by only using Deku Nuts, which is kind of funny because they don't hurt any enemies anywhere else in the game, they only stun them, but they actually do damage to Ganon. This is kind of nice to know because if you don't have the big Goron sword and you don't have the Master Sword, this is a really nice technique to have because everyone just has a bunch of Deku Nuts because you never want to use them, but this is actually a really good implementation on when to use them. And again, this is just another cutscene of Ganon's blood not being green but actually red.